stagnant, not worried about no bread. Ain't no way that you can get ahead. I'm trying to get rich. Stacking paper, trying to live a better life. I can't be broke, worried about no jewels and nothing. Let's get rich. I can't go where the paper don't flow. I can't hang if you ain't about the dough. Let's get rich.
Hello. Welcome back to the Dre Day, all day, every day YouTube channel, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Welcome. Yo, I'm starving. I'm always starving. I'm always hungry. I stay hungry. And I can't wait to eat. Ooh, I need ketchup. And I ain't got none. Lord. I had to go check to see if I did have some. But anyway, I got me some chicken and dumplings, but it's mostly just dumplings and the broth. The chicken was sunk down to the bottom, so I was like, let me go ahead and get some. Let me go ahead and get some while I got the chance. And I got me some shrimps. Some shrimps and some coleslaw and some fries. I'm mad because I ain't got no ketchup. But it's all right. Put some hot sauce on them. I don't know where to start. But anyway, I wanted to talk to y'all today because today is National Coming Out Day. So I was like, let me tell my story. Because I don't think, Lord, I'm hot. I just came from outside. Because I don't think I've ever told this story. I told this story to a few friends of mine, a couple friends of mine. But I haven't told y'all. Anyway, I've never told y'all my coming out story, but I told y'all how I felt about coming out. I feel as if people shouldn't have to come out only because in my opinion, some good ass pickles. In my opinion, gay and straight people are the same. They're just people that want to be loved. You got your hoes. You got your ones that want to be in a relationship. Same thing. They just want to live their lives without persecution, without judgment. And that's it. Oh, Lord Jesus, a fly. That's all they want. That's what everybody wants. And don't everybody deserve that? Huh? Anyway, so I've been gay all my life. All my life I had to fight. I've been gay all my life, but I have been out for, oh my God. Carry the one, divide the two. 13 years. 13, 14 years. I have been, Lord. I've been out living my life like it's golden. Or living my life like it's a rainbow. And I've never been ashamed, never hid, even as a kid. I never hid who I was, or what I like to do, or what I preferred. Never hid it. But at the same time, before I came out, let me say this, before I came out, I knew who I was, I knew what I liked, I knew what was going on with me. And then even before I knew who I was, I knew that I was different. And the only reason I say different is because I was the only one that I knew of. Because where I'm from, there aren't a lot of out gay people. The only person I knew growing up, when I started growing up and started paying attention to things, was my cousin. Well, yeah, her. I had another cousin who was gay, but she was going back to men, so it was like she really didn't count. Yeah. But I had one cousin who was like consistent with it, from what I remember. But before I came out, I had no one to look up to, no one to talk to, nobody to, I had nobody. The only people I had were, parents, grandparents, people from the church. And so I was just like, this is just me. I don't know what to do with it, but it's just me. And then even before I came out, before I realized who I was, the only way I knew that I was different was because my parents were pointed out. They pulled at, boys don't act like this, boys don't do this, boys do this, this is what women do, this is what men do. They used to always point that out to me because I was always doing gay shit. I was always doing gay shit, playing with dolls, hanging out with girls, holding my book up here and not down here. These fries are so good with hot sauce. And so I just knew I was different because my parents pointed out. And then I have a brother who was like the epitome of heterosexuality. Or not even heterosexuality, masculinity, I should say. He played sports. He fought. All that stuff. And I remember my mom used to be like, how come you can't be like him? She's like, how come you don't have waves like your brother? How come you don't play football like your brother? Well, the joke's on her because he in jail now. So, so I wondered, how come you're not in jail like your brother? But anyway. Anyway. So when I got older, I think I was in late elementary and in middle school. That's when I was like, Andre, you like boys. And that was it. That was the end of it. Even though I knew I was supposed to like women. You know what I'm saying? And I met some girls where I was attracted to mentally. You know what I'm saying? Where we were like best friends. And I was extremely close to them. They were the only ones I hung out with. But at the end of the day, I will imagine myself being with a guy. Even had dreams when I was a kid. I had dreams like, like wet dreams. Having dreams that I was with a man. So I was like, Andrew, you like boys. What you gonna do now? Then, what happened after that? Then I came out in high school. And I was forced to come out. Which was weird. Because let me tell you. My parents already knew. Because I used to get in trouble all the time. Get caught wearing women's clothes. Watching gay porn. They kind of already knew. And I used to get my butt kicked for doing stuff like that. Like literally. I used to get whoopings for doing stuff like that. I used to be punished and persecuted for exploring my sexuality and my identity. You get what I'm saying? Which is what slaves used to go through. Well, a part of it. And that's why I can compare slavery with, race with sexual orientation, I can say. Or slavery with the persecution of gays. Only because I lived that life. Man, I hate when people try to downplay it or not understand where I'm coming from. Because back in the day, during slavery, slaves were stripped of everything that they knew, everything that they felt comfortable with, and it was beat out of them in order to conform into a way that white people wanted them to be. You get what I'm saying? And so I felt as if the same thing happened to me, where I had my identity. It was the only thing I knew. Excuse me. Because I've never been with a woman and never dated one. and never had sexual feelings for. So my sexual feelings were always with men. That was my only identity. That was all I had. That was all I had that made me me. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that I used to get whoopings and get it beat out of me. You shouldn't be wearing girls' clothes. You shouldn't be watching gay men have sex. You know what I'm saying? So I felt as if I was treated as a slave. And some people may say I'm stretching, but I mean you can say that, but don't disregard my feelings. Don't downplay how I felt and what I lived through and what I had to deal with. To finally be able to be who I am proudly and loudly. Pull it up, pull it up. Watch it all fall out. Pull it up. Guess they fall out. And so, what happened? Where was I going with this? Yeah, I just hate when people get kind of disrespectful and say, Andre, you can't equate the two. And I was like, and I'm not saying, I'm not comparing the gay struggle as a whole. Okay, let me say this so it can make sense. Let me make it make sense. Okay? So a part of what slaves had went through, gay people had to go through it at the same time. They were being thrown in jail, beat, raped, murdered, just for being who they are. Same as slaves. So that's how that piece right there, or those pieces, is how I can, put those together. And I ain't talking about let's move on. Because if you ain't got it now, you ain't never gonna get it. I've done my part. Anywho, so I used to get whoopings for exploring myself. Trying to realize who I was and what I wanted to do and what was going on. So anyway, I was forced to come out back to what the hell I was saying originally. I was forced to come out, even though my parents already knew. So it was like, why do I gotta say it all out loud? It don't even make any sense. This trip is just off the chain. Anyway, bit off more than I can chew. So I was living with my mom, and by this time I had a cell phone. And I used to have a whole bunch of nasty stuff on my phone. And then I'm at the pool, and I leave my phone at the house. And then next thing I know, my mama comes up to the pool. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this? Why you got two men sucking dick on the phone? It's funny now. But back then I was like, girl, we in a public area. Simmer down. Simmer down now. And then this one guy, I forgot his name. No, I ain't forget his name. I ain't gonna say his name. Oh my goodness. This shrimp that went down wrong, Lord. That's them panko breadcrumbs. That's what that is. Child, it might be the tail. I don't remember eating the tail. Let's see, did I get it? Now I see why we eat bread with fish. Swallow this stuff down. Lord Jesus, it's still in my throat. Did I get it? Do I have any more dumplings left, Jesus? Okay, Lord, I hate it. Lord, doggone alarm. Anywho, ooh, as a matter of fact, let me make sure my phone is on silent. Lord. All right, phone's on silent. Let me get back to the story. And I think I got it. No, it's still there. It's still there. Maybe if I eat a fry. But yeah, the bread is supposed to, in case you swallow a bone, the bread is supposed to help push that down. Okay, I think the fry got it. I don't even think so. Anyway, if I choke and die, you know why. Anywho, so my mama comes up, showing me my phone. Comes up to the pool, showing me my phone. It's like, what is this? Why you got this on your phone? And then I was like, I don't remember any of the in-between stuff that was going on. But it was basically, I came out with like, I'm gay, yada, 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 yada. And then my sister crying. I'm like, bitch, what you crying for? I'm the one that's in trouble. And then I was like, oh, thank God my daddy in jail. But hell, it didn't matter because when I went to go see him, I'll tell y'all about that later. So, anywho, yeah, my sister crying and shit. I'm also, I wish she would have told. Ooh, there it is, Lord. So I wish she would have told me before then, because I think they asked me, did anybody know? Do anybody know? And I had told her my friends in high school knew, because I came out to them before I came out to my family. My sister's like, I wish you would have told me first. I thought we was close. I was like, girl, you got mad when I got caught wearing your clothes, so I wasn't for to tell you I was gay. So girl, when I had your heels on, you was trying to fight me. Throwing baskets and shit at me. And so in my mind, I was like, I'd be damned if I tell her. They don't tell her what she gonna do. And then my mom was like, well, you molested, all this other stuff. I just said no. I was like, it ain't none of your business. That's what I wanted to say. But I was like, no. But anyway, then, child, I was mad she was going through my phones. I was like, oh, this is just an invasion of privacy. That was the white part of me. Like, you're in my room, Mom. You're going through my phone, Mom. What the heck, Mom? Like, that's what I was thinking. Oh, my goodness, that is too funny. Then she made me write a letter to my daddy, call my grandma, call my granddaddy, and to tell them what was on my phone, and all this other stuff. Which was embarrassing as hell. And now that not now that I think about it, but when I used to reflect on, when I came out and the circumstances and how I felt, I was like, no wonder why people don't come out. No wonder why people don't live in their truth. No wonder why people be on the down low, people in the closet, so far in the closet, they sucking dick in Narnia. I'm like, no wonder why. I was like, because who the hell wants to feel like this? Nobody does. But I went through it, and I'm proud of myself. Proud of myself because I got through it, because afterwards I was suicidal, say it's over, damn right. Like, I was real low. I was broke, busted, and disgusted. I felt lower than the rent on a burning building. Oh my goodness. I was all distraught. Yeah. Like the first few days, it was horrible. It was horrible. My mom only let me watch VeggieTales. That was like her go-to thing. Whenever I got caught doing something I had no business doing, according to her. I have to watch VeggieTales, Charles Stanley, TD Jakes, TBN. I had to watch all of that. That was the only thing I was allowed to watch. And that's why when people be like, you watch RuPaul's Drag Race? Girl, I wasn't allowed to watch RuPaul's Drag Race when I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to watch Will and Grace. I wasn't allowed to watch Queer as Folk. I wasn't allowed to watch Noah's Ark. I didn't know like any of that stuff until I got, way up into my teens. And shit, by the time I graduated college. And so, and I was like, so the first few days were horrible. I couldn't stop crying. Now that I think about it, I cried so much I was dehydrated. And then, but I had this one friend. He know who he is if he ever watched this video. He was there, and he lived with his grandma in the same complex. And so he would hang out with me because he was really the only one I was allowed to hang out with. Hell, he was my only friend in the damn way that I was hanging out with outside of, during the summer, outside of school and whatnot. And then my mom was like, why he hanging out with you? Is he gay too? And then I was like, no wonder why. Like, no wonder why people are so secretive. Because people don't know how to mind their damn business. And they always think just because you are around someone who's like that, you must be like that too. And it's Christians. Only because I grew up around Christians. That's the only people I can compare this to. Or that I can talk about this. Christians are so ignorant. All of them. All of them are ignorant. All of them are ignorant. It's an ignorant thing for me to say, but from the ones that I have met and grew up with and talked to, they're ignorant and closed-minded, and they can't see past the horizon, can't see the trees for the forest, or can't see the forest for the trees, or whatever, how you want to say that. But they say some of the dumbest things I have ever heard. And it's like, y'all must forgot who Jesus was. Jesus hung out with robbers, thieves, prostitutes, hoes, pimps, players, murderers. Did that make him one? It didn't. But yet, if you see a straight man hanging around with a gay man, your first thing that goes to your head, he must be gay too. You get what I'm saying? Girl, somebody pass collection plate because I feel like preaching. So, but I had to tell him, I'm like, no, he's not gay. You know, then why is he hanging out with you? The fact that I just can't have a friend. You get what I'm saying? Like there has to be some alternative motive or something. He's around me because I'm cool as shit. I'm like, whatever. And so he was able to come over. I wasn't allowed to leave the house unless I was going to his house. But I was just laying on the couch and just crying my eyes out. Didn't know what to do with myself. And then I think I went to go visit my grandmother. Went to go visit my grandma. And I had gave her the rundown. Well, I gave her the gist. I was like, she's always yelling at me, cussing at me, fussing. I don't like living there. My grandma was like, come stay with me. I need some company. And I was like, all right, cool. So I called my mom. And I was like, I'm staying with my grandma. And she let me stay for 2 years. And then she came and got me. And was like, you coming back to Arkansas. She really didn't have a reason why. Because I was doing good in school. I was minding my own business. But some other stuff happened later on. And we're going to put a pin in that part. In that part. Of other stuff going down. Goes down in the little rock. Anyway. So after I came out, I went to go see my daddy. Let me rewind. Let me go back. But let me tell you some of the filthy, nasty shit I heard when I came out the closet. And I hate that term, but it's popular. People know it. I just go with it. Because as far as I know, I was never in no closet. You get what I'm saying? I was always me. I've been me from Jump Street. You get what I'm saying? Always been me. Never hid it. Never was secretive about it. Sterling, what's up? What's the plan? What's the deal? You can't have none of this. You got hot sauce and all that other stuff on. You can't have none of it. Back up off me, son. Back up off me, son. Back up off me, son. Thank you. So I remember when I had came out, this could have been when I came out, or one of those times I got caught watching porn or something. It could have been one of them times. I don't really remember. Because I done got cussed out so many times. Let me finish this shrimp out. Yeah. I'm convinced that was a bone. That was like part of the tail that I ate last time. And I was choking and stroking. Anywho. Done with that. That was good. Can't wait to see what the fuck I'm eating tomorrow. Anyway, so when I came out, my mom was like, pedophiles, gay, homosexuals ain't number pedophiles. They going to hell. What else? I didn't know it was really it. Oh, she was like, I always wanted a boy, but I guess the joke's on me. Because now I got a gay son, felt like I had 3 daughters. So I got 2 other sisters. She's like, I felt like I had 3 daughters. And what else? I'm pretty sure she threw some AIDS stuff in there, but I'm not too sure. I can't remember what she said word for word about that. But I'm pretty sure that was part of the conversation too. So anyway, so moving right along, because I think that was part of me being just crying all the time. And so, uh, um, a little ways down the road, I ended up coming out to my daddy. I went to go visit him. While he was locked up and they wouldn't let him out. He was locked up and I went to go visit him. And I said to him, like, I'm gay. And he was like something like, you better be glad I'm locked up. Otherwise I would kick your ass or something like that. And he was like, do you, but don't come around with that bullshit. Cause I don't be around gay men or some shit like that. And I was just like, shit, fine by me. No, I probably cried like a little bitch, but man, at the end of the day, I was like, fine by me. I don't care. I ain't got you or mama on my side, so fuck both of y'all. I'm good where I'm at. That's how I was feeling. Eventually, that's how I was feeling. I can't remember how I was feeling like right after my dad had told me that. But I was just like, I think I probably didn't even feel anything. I probably was just like, I mean, what can you do? You get what I'm saying? I can't take back. I'm not changing. And I can't make you change your mind. So this new thing called the inevitable or unchangeable, unshiftable. Ooh, excuse me. So I think eventually that's how I felt. I probably was a little bit upset right after he told me that. But eventually when everything came around full circle, or whenever I got older and I started being around people, not even around like-minded people, because I didn't start really hanging out with gay. Well, I hung out with one gay guy in high school, but we really wasn't like, well, I guess you could say we were, but I didn't start like hanging out with like a whole bunch of gay people until I graduated high school, which was like 3 or 4 years later. You get what I'm saying? And so right after my dad, so I think it wasn't until then, and it may have been a year or two before. Okay, let me go back. I'm sorry. I'm jumping. I'm going all the way around. All around the world, and and I can't find where the hell I was at. So, it wasn't until I got into my sophomore year, and I wasn't hanging around like-minded people. I wasn't hanging around with other gay people. I was hanging around people who just loved me because I was me. You get what I'm saying? Not for what I can do for them or what I possibly could be. It was just me being around. It was me loving to be around someone and them loving to be around me. You get what I'm saying? And that's when, excuse me, I am recording. Simadana. So, and that's when I met my best friend in the whole wide world, Monica. And I've been knowing her for 10 years. Over 10 years now. Over 10 years. I've known her over 10 years now. And she was like my first friend. Because after I had left Texas, I didn't have nobody. It was just family members who, the hell with them. And, and nobody. It was just me and family. And I really wasn't talking to them about what was going on with me. Because it was none of their damn business. And I think, and it's only because I never felt comfortable talking to them about it. I think that was partially it, and also because I had learned when I got older, it's like, Andrea, who you want to sleep with is your business and that other consenting adult. It has nothing to do with your parents. It has nothing to do with aunties, uncles, grandparents. It has nothing to do with them because they're not in the bed with you. And when you get older, they're not going to be really paying your bills. So it's like, honey, Starman, Jesus. So it's like, Andrea, just be yourself. All I know is that I won't let me be myself. Hey, is this real? Maybe there's a reason. Feels so good when you're around. That's throwback Ruthless and Shaka Khan, boy. Anyway, so that's when I met my best friend, and then I came out to her, and she was like, "Yeah, I kind of figured." and the rest is history. And then it wasn't until I got older I was like, "Andre, you really didn't have to come out, because it really ain't it's nobody's business. It really ain't. It ain't nobody's business what you want to do in the privacy of your bedroom. You get what I'm saying? And because it works the same way for married couples. People stay out of married couples' business. You want to know why? Because it's not none of their damn business. You get what I'm saying? Same way work with straight couples. I mean, with gay couples or gay people for that matter. What they do in the privacy of their home ain't got nothing to do with you. Ain't got nothing to do with you. And even if they're parading around with glitter, rainbow draws on, and butt plug up their ass, it does not matter. It still ain't none of your business. And so it wasn't until I got older, I was like, Andre, you didn't have to come out. You didn't have to. But praise be to the universe, it happened the way it happened. Because I really do believe in, I'm iffy on everything. I'm iffy on everything about religion. But at the end of the day, I know for sure there are no such things as accidents. So it happened because it was supposed to happen. And thank goodness it did, because you did learn a lot. You learned that nobody's on your side. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned that count on no one, because if you say anything or do anything that disagrees with them but has nothing to do with them, they'll turn on you like an ingrown toenail. You get what I'm saying? And that's exactly what my parents did. Now, my daddy came around and he was like, Andre, you what did he say? No matter what you do, you're the child I have to worry least about. And that felt good to me, especially the bullshit he pulled on me when I came out to him. And so I was like, okay, that's cool and everything, but I still don't care. I still don't care. Only because when I needed you, you wasn't there. That's the way I was feeling. You get what I'm saying? When I needed someone I could talk to. Now, my daddy, like people, you ain't got to agree with me, but I mean, if I need help, goddamn it, help me. I might be dressed like a Power Ranger, but I need help. You get what I'm saying? And so whenever I needed someone to talk to, but let me tell you something. I feel as though if I had someone I could have looked up to and talked to about, me trying to find myself and coming to who I am, I probably wouldn't have made some of the silly ass mistakes. But like I said, there are no such things as accidents. Everything happened for a reason. So at the end of the day, I'm glad everything played out the way that it did. But if I had my choice, Lord knows I would have picked a whole nother path. But my daddy finally came around. My mama half-assed way came around. But and even though my parents they halfway there, they trying. But at the end of the day, I still can't talk to them about anything. I probably could, but I don't feel comfortable. Only because my first memory of me coming out, they were really negative. You get what I'm saying? And so after that, how can you come back from that? How can you come back, you emotionally and physically traumatizing me? You get what I'm saying? Ooh, excuse me. It's kind of hard to come back from that to me wanting to talk to you about something that is, about anything. And then, because like I can't talk to them about relationship problems. They don't want to hear that. And I can't talk to them about relationship problems. And that's really it. So I have to rely on strangers and friends to give me advice on stuff. And so, and that goes back to my sister was like, how come you didn't tell us first? How come you didn't talk to us first? And it's like, I don't feel comfortable. And it's, especially with the shit y'all pull. You get what I'm saying? So what in the hell made you think that I can talk to you about certain things when you never made it available to me? Which is why, bam, girl, pass the collection plate back around because I'm going to start preaching. Which is why I have a cousin, and they was like, we don't know if, our son is or isn't. We don't know. And then since I had, talked to them about my experience, they were like, how do we, confront it? How do we, hit it head on? Child, I was high and I was drunk, but I think this is what I said. I was high. I was high on something. But anyway, I had told them, I was like, let it be, you better be glad I don't like that tab while you chewing it up. But I was like, I think I told him, I was like, first of all, it's none of y'all goddamn business if he is or if he ain't. I don't know if I said that, but I'm going to put that out there right now. It ain't none of your business, but I'm going to let you know. If you do want to make it your business, you need to confront him and make it, you need to open the door for him to feel comfortable to talk to you about something. Because the last thing you want is someone who is not necessarily confused, but mentally they have a lot going on, don't know what to do about it. Next thing you know, they will act out in a very extreme way that could possibly lead to death or them being in the hospital or anything. You get what I'm saying? So you need to make the atmosphere comfortable for them. Yeah, I think that was one of the first things I said. You need to make it comfortable for them. Like, you need to let him know. Like, just don't assume that he is or he isn't. You need to talk to him and be like, whether you are or you not, we support you and we love you, da-da-da-da-da. You get what I'm saying? You need to, parents, even though I ain't got no kids, but I've been a child before, and I'm letting you know now, if my parents had opened the lines of communication with me about who I was and what I was doing, everything probably would have played out a little bit better. Or, things would have been different. You get what I'm saying? But instead, it was just a whole bunch of yelling and screaming and whoopings and cursing. And that's, and that's all it was. And so I never felt comfortable talking to them about anything. Even when I have like relationship issues or, something's going on with me, it's like I really don't feel comfortable talking to them about it. I just don't. Even today, and it can be something as small as food or help with a bill, or I just recently started talking to my mom about that. But something small is like a job. Me either losing a job or getting a job, I half-ass wouldn't even tell them. I won't tell them until I know for sure, or I tell them when I'm like a week or two into the job or out of the job. That's when I finally open my mouth and start saying something, just because I need to make conversation. And it's not even because I need to unburden myself, because I've already talked to somebody else about it. And then I remember, let me go back because I'm going too far. But I had told them, you need to make it, you need to clear the sky so that this bird can fly. And that's basically what it is. You have to make it, you have to open that line of communication up. You have to make them feel comfortable. You have to let them know that you support them. Either way, it does not matter what they do. Just if you need anything, come to me. And I will talk to you about it with no judgment and no persecution. You get what I'm saying? That's how parents need to talk to their kids about particular things, especially when it comes to sexuality. Because I think that is why Now, I ain't no psychiatrist, ain't no psychologist, ain't a sociologist, but it don't take much high Q. See what you're doing to me. But no, Starling. But I think that's why there's so much sexual uh what's the word I'm looking for? Promiscuity? Promiscuous? I think that's why so many gay men are promiscuous, only because they didn't have anyone talking to them on how to be responsible of their sex. You get what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Because that's the same thing with girls and boys. If boys don't have their mother in the house, mother in the home, if boys don't have their mother in the house or in the home with them, or just a motherly figure, odds are them growing up abusing women, and not necessarily abusing women, but not knowing how to properly take care of a woman can happen. Like the odds do kind of increase somewhat. You get what I'm saying? And same with girls, if they don't have a father in the home, they sometimes don't know how to be loved by a man. You get what I'm saying? The odds do increase a little bit. Not everybody's like that, but I'm letting you know, speaking from personal experience, because I had no parent, I have no authority figure to talk to about relationships because I was the only gay male in the family. Well, truth be told, I wasn't the only one, but I'm the only out one. Anyway, because I'm the only one that's out, I didn't have anyone to talk to about relationships. I had no mother and I had no father to talk to about relationships, which is why all the relationships I've been in have been terminated, and now I've grown to the point to where I don't even want to be in one. You get what I'm saying? Because either I was doing something wrong or he was doing something wrong, or I just didn't know how to go about even having a meaningful relationship with another person. You get what I'm saying? Do y'all smell what I'm stepping in? And so now I'm at a point in my life where it's maybe I should just be alone because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I still ain't learned. Well, I've learned, but I learned by going through so many men. And that's only how I learn, by trial and error, and be like, all right, Andre, this is what you will accept in a relationship. Okay, Andre, this is what you're not going to accept when it comes to a relationship. Okay, Andre, you should treat this person this way. You should not treat them that way. Certain things you shouldn't say, certain things you shouldn't do. And I had to go through a whole, what is it? I had to kiss a lot of frogs. Still ain't found no prince yet, but I'm done kissing. I'm done kissing frogs right about now, the way I'm feeling. And so, but if my parents made themselves available to me emotionally, who knows? Who knows how I would have turned out? You get what I'm saying? But that's my coming out story, because I didn't drag this on, child. I could talk about this all day, really. To myself. I can talk to y'all by myself, just about this alone. But yeah, and I remember I told my manager, I was like, y'all watch my video, because I was like, me coming out was a horrible experience, but I'm gonna try to make it funny. I'm gonna try to make it lighthearted. I ain't gonna, depress y'all too much. I ain't gonna make it cry. You get what I'm saying? And I hope I made y'all laugh, because let me tell you this before I go. It took me years. You get what I'm saying? It took me years to finally laugh at. Oh Lord, my fat ass to move the table. It took me years to learn how to laugh about my pain. You get what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. during all of that, dealing with everything I had dealt with. Let me tell you something. It is very. I think that's why I'm so crazy now. Let me tell you something. I remember I was talking to somebody at work, and they was like, "Andre, you need to learn how to control your outbursts." Because I do have little outbursts. I have little Tourette's when it comes to my laughter. My laughter is very loud, very boisterous. I can't help that, and don't plan on it either. So, so they was like, "Andre, you." I told them I was like, "I can't help that. I've been this way for a minute, and only because when I was a child, it wasn't no voice of your opinion." Wasn't no telling people how you felt. You were seen and not heard, just like how women are in church. You know what I'm saying? Just like the slaves. Catch those teeth. And so I was like, when I got older, I was like, I wasn't always like this. I've always been talkative though. I always been yak, 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 yak. Like I've always talked. But being loud is a new thing. You get what I'm saying? Only because so many times I've been told to shut up. I'm so loquacious. You a child. You don't disrespect me. You don't talk to me like that. It was getting on my nerves when I was a child. So when I had got older, and the older I got, the louder I got, the more talkative I became. Because I was like, I'm free now. Free at last, thank God Almighty. Them folks is off my ass. Because I was just like, but I can go back to that. Well, if my parents treated me different, yada, yada, yada. And that was another thing, too. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about that, too. About me coming out. When I had came out, realized, the trauma that I had experienced, I was using that trauma as a crutch to get through life. Where people was like, why are you like this? And then I explain to them, and they're like, oh, okay, but now I see. And it's like, well, Andre, you can't use that excuse no more. Honey, that was 14, 15 years ago. You can't do that no more. You cannot build your life on hurt from the past. Ooh. Like, you can't do that. So I was like, I think eventually, I had an epiphany. And I was like, yeah, Andre, you can't use this excuse no more. Mama didn't love me. You can't use that. Daddy didn't tell me he loved me. I can't use that excuse no more. I'm gonna have to come up with something else. And so like I dropped that crutch and start walking. And so where was I going with this? So I can use that excuse. Oh, I am the way I am because of that. But it's been so long ago. It plays a smaller part now. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm the way I am because I choose to be, because I want to be, and this is my defense mechanism, and it has been working all these years because it started building 14 years ago, and I don't plan on tearing these walls down. You can march around them all day long like Joshua. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. You can do that all day long. But I'm not changing who I am because excuse me. It took me so many years to get this way. And I had to go through a lot of pain to get to this. I'd be damned if I let it go anytime soon. So, which is funny. It's a weird thing. I didn't talk a little bit too long. I done talked way too long. But that's my coming out story. I've learned, and as you can tell, I learned a lot from me coming out of the closet. I understand why there's so many DL people. I understand why there's so many promiscuous gays out there. I realize, Andre, at the end of the day, you can only count on you and only you. So you need to make sure you okay first before you make sure any other motherfucker's okay. Because people will turn on you. People you thought would be there for you through thick and thin, they would turn on you. And then sometimes they'll be around you and tolerate you just because you're family, not because they want to. That's another gem. That's another gem. Put that down in the history book. And and then I just learned how the greatest gift I have ever gotten from the universe, or the greatest gift I've given to myself, is the ability to be myself no matter what people say, no matter how people feel, no matter. Would y'all please give me 2 minutes till I can finish? Jesus. No matter what. Look. Simmer down. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. And so, no matter what people say, no matter how they feel, no matter if they think differently from you, or they will abandon you because of how you feel, no matter what the outside world is doing towards you, you have got to stay true to yourself. Because if you don't be you, ain't nobody else gonna be you. You know, and if you don't love yourself, like the fabulous RuPaul said, darling, if you don't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? And so that is what I've learned from me coming out and going through all the pain and hurt and trauma. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace in the Middle East and coconut grease. Peace and blackness.